Hello and welcome to episode 161 on the Online Trainers Podcast. Today's topic is focus on your weaknesses and your strengths. Hello and welcome to the Online Trainers Podcast, where we go behind the scenes to uncover the latest tactics and strategies top trainers around the world are using to get more clients, dominate their marketplace, and get their clients amazing results. There is absolutely no fluff here. I'm your host, Lynn Trin. So I know there's a great quote going around by the man himself, Gary Vaynerchuk. He's an absolutely fantastic guy. I love the guy. I love his energy and I love the hustle. And he's talking about don't focus on your weaknesses. This is the quote from him. Don't focus on your weaknesses. Everybody else is doing that for you. And whilst I agree in terms of yourself, in terms of your own personal development, in terms of your own message, when it comes to business, if you don't focus on your weaknesses, you are now leaving yourself open for blind spots. And the reasons why I can say this is because for a long time, I was told by my mentors a few years back when I signed up to this mastermind, it was like, Lynn, all you should be doing is this, and then outsource everything else, right? And I was like, yeah, I like the idea of that. I really like the bloody idea of that. Let's do that. Because for me, I'm like, well, if I can build a business and not really have to do anything and pay everyone else to do it, and then I get paid as well, and then I pay them, it all works out, right? And that's great. It's probably the model that I assume that most people want when they go into the online space. But very, very few people have ever attained that model. Okay? And I'm going to tell you why. One of the most important things that you need to understand in business is marketing. It is the ability to persuade and influence and get your prospects to shock your prospects inside of this saturated marketplace. The online training space, the online fitness space is one of the most competitive spaces in right at this moment, okay, along with the internet marketing and money making space. Fitness is highly, highly competitive. You're up against everybody. Like literally everybody. You're up against like Kim Kardashian, right? Like big celebs are coming in. So the reality is you need to understand marketing in such a way that you need to be a sniper rifle, okay? Be super precise and be able to shock your clients like you'd shock your dog if they were chewing on a shoe and you just screamed at them and they'd look at you with those puppy eyes, right? That's the level of marketing that you need to attain, okay? Now the reality is you do not need to become an expert at marketing, but you do need to understand, you do need to move to a certain baseline where you can start to delegate but also manage. Okay, because you cannot delegate if you can't bring it back and you can't go through it and you can't understand it, then you're probably going to be left in the hole and screwed over. And the reasons why I say that is because every single person right now, okay, with the amount of online courses that are coming out teaching people how to run their own Facebook ad agency, every Tom, Dick and Harry can set up a marketing agency. And if you happen to not know what you're doing and then outsource them and pay them $1,000 a month or $2,000 a month, the services that they're trying to charge to run your ads for you, you're going to be left in a hole. And the reasons why I'm doing this is because, guys, I want you to understand, for me, I grew up using the Facebook in 2013. I grew up using the Facebook platform to grow my business. 2013, I completely sucked, did not know what I was doing. But luckily at the time it was cheap, so I got away with it. But anyway, I still lost money. And I'm going to tell you something. Your ability to spend your own money is greater than anybody else's ability ever. Okay, here's the reality. Most of the Facebook agency dudes, because they do not spend their money, they do not vigorously test. I remember sitting on my laptop in 2013, 2014, completely obsessed. I would be trying ridiculous tests, like telling myself these little stories. I don't know if you do that as well, right? But you're sitting on your laptop and you're like, I'm going to make this little headline tone. I knew it was the image, and then my targeting's off by about 10,000 people, and we're going to adjust this and that. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, you then need to move up to a certain level of a marketing baseline before you can outsource. And the reality is, here's the reality. I've been running ads now. We currently spend about $1,500 a day in advertising, and I wanted to outsource it. Now the reality was, I outsourced it to a lot of people. A lot of people. Think of 4 people right now, right? Number 4. And what I realized was the so-called marketing experts, who were experts in other people's eyes, did not do such a great job as me at marketing, right? And so as soon as they went into market, they'd stuff up their campaign, I'd wait about 6 weeks, and they'd be like, no, but it takes about 3 months. And I'm like, dude, it doesn't. It's going to take me, I'll do it right now. And so why I still do my marketing campaigns is because I like to see what is staying ahead of the trend and what isn't. I like to see what the marketplace is telling me and what the marketplace isn't. Now, I don't run my ads. I run the strategy behind them. I run the funnel. I run the overall strategic view. Okay, and if I've lost you so far, this is where it becomes an issue, right? Because as a business owner, if you're truly looking to grow your business, you need to do 3 things. You need to understand the ability to market. That is, get your message out to your puppy dog and make them freak, right? Going, oh my God, what was that? The second thing is your ability to sell. And we're going to talk about selling a little bit more, because I truly believe that selling, whether you're selling on webinars, whether you're selling through email, whether you're selling through direct phone-to-phone sales, if you do all 3, holy crap, you're a master as well. That's fantastic, right? And if you have the ability to master these skills, you'll never, ever have to ever worry about finances ever again, okay? But here's the reality. I know some people who are so good at marketing, some people who are so good at sales, but because they lack the systems in fulfilling, that is, delivering on their promise, they drown. Okay? So be careful of learning just marketing and sales, because there's a lot of good marketers and salesmen out there, but if they can't fulfill, their business never grows. They end up in this, what I call the rat race of the hamster wheel, where they keep going over and over again, where we talk about the leaking cup, right? You pour water in, water comes out. And so why I want to bring this up to you today is because I don't want you to get delusional and focus purely on your strengths. You need to have a baseline of marketing, of sales, of fulfilling, because you, as the general leading your cause, leading your movement, leading this business, nobody's going to do a better job at looking at your business than you. Nobody's naturally going to go out their way and go, oh, well, we think this is a little bit off. Yeah, and the reality is, what I've learned from hiring people is that that's okay as well. Because understand that if you were going to work for somebody else to get their dreams, to work for their dreams, how would you operate? When I think back and I'm like, holy crap, I was probably the worst employee in the world. I was the worst. And so when I look at it that way, and my employees are absolutely amazing, the people that I work with, they're amazing, because I'm like, oh wow, they're really going above and beyond. And that's what we'll talk about on another podcast episode. I really think about growing a team, growing energy, getting people inspired, motivated. But with that being said, today, focus on your strengths, focus on your weaknesses, okay? Be aware of them. What I'm trying to say is you don't have to become a master of them. You need to focus on what you're delegating. Because if you have no idea what the hell you're delegating, you have no idea what you're getting back, and you're probably, right, getting back the same thing everyone else is getting. Okay, so here in today's marketplace where it's so crowded, if you're going to delegate your advertising or sales to somebody else, then expect to blend in. And when you blend in, expect to go under.
Alright, if you enjoyed this podcast, please leave me a 5-star review on iTunes, and feel free to leave a review, and that way I can respond and I can take that on board in developing content to serve you. Now, if you're not a part of the Online Trainers Club on Facebook, please do yourself a favor and be a part of the conversation. That's where I add daily tips, tricks and strategies on how you can build out funnels, how you can get more clients, and ultimately become a better online coach. Thank you for listening.